Only's here in a minute, I'm sure.
Now, after years of poor internet connections, villagers in the picturesque Trough of Bowland in Lancashire have taken matters into their own hands. They're trying to raise £1.8 million to install 40 miles of broadband cable.
But the only way that they can afford the new technology is by doing most of the donkey work themselves. Our environment correspondent Colin Sykes reports.
Just making sure the silicone inner doesn't cause any resistance and plug and play.
Christine Conda is used to working outdoors at her dairy farm. Today she's learning how to join fibre optic cable.
There isn't a company that will provide the service for remote upland farms like ours. It's too expensive. We've got to do it ourselves.
Everything just seems to be forced down the internet. It just feels like we're cut off from the rest of the world.
Because this is a community project, around 99% of the landowners have given their permission free for their land to be used. The only problem is there's still an awful long way to go. The task is daunting. 40 miles of trench from Abbeystead right up to Arcombe. A few miles north of Quarmer is Deep Clough Farm, a beautiful location but isolated.
Yeah.
That will eat tender, yeah, and the chops.
We live here on an upland fell farm, and we've diversified by having our own holiday cottages and online meat, so we do depend on the internet a lot.
Remember when I said you can't have a connector on a bend?
Broadband and a telephone line will cost £30 a month, with a year free for those who bought shares.
It's very difficult to run a business these days if you haven't got good broadband. Farmers need it. What's going to happen is it's going to make it much more viable for people to continue to live in these nice areas, in the rural areas.
Around 1,400 homes could benefit from the service. The first of them should be up and running by July. Colin Sykes, BBC North West Tonight, Quarmer.
Well, that'll be a real sense of satisfaction for them.
A lot of digging, though.